to start, we're going to go to create sketch. We're going to click on our ground plane to rotate this around and start a sketch here. We're going to start with a center rectangle. We're going to go to create rectangle, center rectangle. We're going to work around the origin points. We're going to click in the middle there, drag out, and then we're going to type in our measurements of 123 high by 204 wide. And then we're going to do some more lines and rectangles to split this up. So we're going to do our line tool, and we're going to lock this into the center of this top line. We get the little triangle so we know it's there, and draw down to the center point again. Then go to our 2-point rectangle, start in this bottom corner and draw up. And we're going to line this up with this edge here, and we're going to type in a measurement of 102 on the height. So this gives us our two sections. So we're going to go to extrude. So we're going to finish our sketch, go to extrude. Sorry, there we go. Select this point and bring this up by 12. And we're going to create a new sketch on top of here to start to do the sections. So we're going to create a sketch on top of this shape. And we're going to project in the geometry so we can use that. So we're going to go to P on our keyboard, select this and press OK so it brings in our geometry. And we're going to use our line tool just to split this down the middle again. So we've got our two sections. So whilst we're in our line tool, after doing that, we're going to turn on constructions. And we're going to do a construction line from this point to this point, and this point, and this point, and these are just here for us to reference. So we're going to turn off our construction. So from here we're going to put in our two boxes, the one for the planter and one for the post-it notes. So we're going to go to a center rectangle again, and we're going to line it up with our center point here, and we'll click and move out, and here we're going to do 82 by 82, and we're going to do the same over here, and on our center point, click and draw out, and we're going to do 84 by 84 just to give it a little extra space. So from here we now need to put in our holes for our pens. So we're going to use our line tool, and we're going to turn on a construction line, and we're going to go from this point up to our top here so we can work from that. And we're going to turn off our constructions now, and we're going to go to create circle, 2-point circle, and we're going to find our center point here, click and draw out, and we're going to do this by 11mm, good size for a pen to fit in. So we're going to pattern this along so we can have 4 of these. So we're going to go to create, down to pattern, rectangular pattern. We're going to select this line, grab this arrow and drag this out. So we know our overall length is 84, so in here we can do minus 84, which is one pen hole too far, so we just want to add 11 to step that back in, and then we're going to press a quantity of 4. Perfect. Okay, so from here, all we're going to do, we are going to finish our sketch. We're going to extrude this down so we can have our planter sit into here. So I'm going to select this and we'll do -6. And now we're going to turn our sketch back on because I'll turn it off as it's the first time it's used. And we're going to extrude this up by 12. Change the operation from join to new body. And we can turn this sketch off. And we're going to bring this up again. So we're going to extrude from here and bring this up to 12. And change this from join to a new body. Okay, so all we need to do now is just go around and fillet our edges. So we're going to go to fillet in modify. And we're just going to select all of our exterior edges and our internal edges as well. Perfect, so we're going to do this by 10. So before we press OK, I just want to run around, make sure we haven't missed anything. Perfect, okay. So once this is done, we're going to quickly make our planter sit in here. We're going to make this over here, and then we'll line them up together. So to do that, we're going to go to create sketch, make sure we're sketching on our ground plane, move it over there, and we're going to go to create rectangle, center rectangle, and this is going to be 70 by 70, and we're going to extrude that up by 75. I'm just going to fillet these outside edges, so we're going to go to our fillet tool, select these, and fillet this by 10, just to round our edges around, and then we're going to go to fillet again, and select this bottom layer and do it by 5, just to make it look a bit nicer. And then we're going to shell this, so we're going to go to the shell option and modify, shell this by 3mm, and we're just going to round this top over. So we're going to go to fillet, and this time instead of selecting the edge, we're going to select the face, and we're going to do this one 1.5. There we go. So now you've got your small plant pot. So we're going to go to S to bring up our shortcut menu, and we're going to go to align, and we're going to align this center point up with the center point in here. Yeah. So there is your planter done for if you're going to see and see it. You can take each one of these bodies out as DXF files to CNC. But if you're going to 3D print it or laser cut it, we'll do two different examples. So I'm going to select all of this and press M to bring up the move command. I'm going to create a copy. I'm going to bring this over here. So if I was going to 3D print it, all I need to do is just combine these together. So I'm going to select all of these bodies and do the S menu again and go combine. Make sure it says join. So now I can take this out as an STL and I can take this out as an STL to 3D print them. But if I was going to laser cut them, I'm going to make another copy over here to show you how to do that. Okay. So we don't get confused, I'm just going to turn all these off and turn this off. So the laser cutter I can get access to can cut 6mm ply. So I'm going to split these into 6mm layers. So I know we cut this down by 6mm and I can confirm that here. So I can use this surface as our cutting tool. And then I'm going to put some construction planes in between these ones to work as our cutting tool. So I'm going to go split body, I'm going to select this object and select my tool as this surface, and that's going to want to split it in half through there, which is what we want. So we're going to press OK on that. So this is now two sections, and on here we're going to create some construction planes. And working from the top, we're going to go down -18. So go into being on the bottom one, and we're going to work again from the top, go in construction plane, select the top -6 to go in between those, between our top layer there. So we're just going to split these again. So select that, select that, turn these off. So we've now got our 4 sections, and if we go back to our bodies and we turn back on all of our layers, we've now got 6 sections we can export as DXF files to be laser cut. There we go. So I'm going to quickly run through and throw some textures on here so we can see the differences. There you go, same planter done in 3 different styles, 3D printed, CNC or laser cut.